Alright, welcome back everyone. In this lesson, we're going to be starting to create our camera controller script. At the moment, I'm in the game scene right now, and let's actually create a new script here in our scripts folder, and we are going to be calling this one our camera controller. Now, with our camera controller script, let's actually attach this to our camera by just dragging that on like so, and opening it up in Visual Studio. Now, there are going to be two different modes for this camera. There's going to be the first one when it's actually attached to the player and they'll be able to look around, they'll be able to look horizontally and look vertically. And then when the player dies, the player will go into spectator mode, which will allow them to fly around the map using WASD or the arrow keys, and they will still be able to look around, so it will allow them to view the battle even after death. So let's remove the start and update functions here as we won't be needing them, and begin with our variables. Now, we'll be needing a few variables to keep track of the different sensitivities and positions and rotations. So, I'm going to separate these by headers, which is an attribute like so, and this just has a bold text in the inspector so we can easily differentiate these. And the first one we're going to do is going to be our look sensitivity. And for this, we're going to have a public float sensX for our x-axis sensitivity, and another one for our float for our sensY for our y-axis sensitivity when we move the mouse. Then we also want to clamp our rotation, so we'll go clamping, and this is going to be our public float minY, so what's the lowest Y rotation we can look at, and then for the max, which is going to be maxY, and what is the most vertical we can look, so how high up can we look before it clamps. And then after that, we then want to know for spectator, so we'll go Header Spectator. We then want to know for how fast does the spectator camera move, so spectator, we'll just go spectator move speed here. And after that, we're going to go into our private variables. And first of all, we then want to know our private float rotX. So what's our current X rotation? And the same for the Y. So what's our current Y rotation? And that's it for all our variables. Now, what we want to do first of all is, in many games, you may notice that once you hop in it, you can no longer see the mouse, and the mouse actually doesn't go off the screen. And that is because the mouse cursor is locked. And to do that inside of Unity, we'll do this in the start function here. We will lock the cursor, so we can actually access the cursor by going cursor, and then lockstate, and this is equal to CursorLockMode.Locked. So the cursor will be stuck in the middle of the screen and it will be invisible, so it'll feel just like all those other FPS'es. Now let's get on to working on the main part of this script, which is going to be actually rotating and moving the camera. And to do this, we're going to not do it in the update function, but we're going to be doing it in the late update function. Now, what the late update function is this is basically just like the update function, but this runs at the end of the frame. So this runs after everything in the other update functions has already run. And the reason for doing this is because when the camera is attached to the player and we're doing the rotations and all that, there can be some interference with how the player rotates compared to how the camera then rotates. So it can have some sort of jittering if we have this in the update function, but having it in a late update function solves those issues. So first thing you want to do is you want to get the mouse movement inputs. And to do that, we can get the we can go rotX, so we're going to add to our X rotation, and that is going to be done by plus equals input.GetAxis, and the axis we want to get is going to be mouse X, like so. And then of course we want to multiply that by our X sensitivity. And again for the Y, we can go rotY plus equals input.GetAxis mouse Y, and multiply that by our sensY, just like that. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to clamp the vertical rotation so that we can't look all the way up and then wrap back around, as that can cause some issues with the rotation and cause the controls to actually flip. So we're going to be clamping the rotation so that it doesn't do that, and we can only look so far vertically and so far down. So to do that, we can go rotY, as Y is going to be the up and down rotation, and that is going to be equal to the mathf.clamp, and we want to send in the value we want to clamp, that is rotY, the min, which is going to be our minY, and max, which is going to be the maxY, like so. Great. With that done, we can then check, are we spectating or are we not spectating? So are we alive or are we dead? So are we spectating? And for that we can just go if is spectating. If is spectator, then we'll do whatever's in here. Otherwise, if we're attached to the player, we'll do this. And the reason for this is because as well as having the movement when we're a spectator, when we're attached to the player, our X rotate, we don't actually rotate the camera horizontally, so we won't be looking left and right. Instead, we'll be rotating the player left and right. And the reason for that is so that we can easily have the player point in the forwards direction that we're looking, so we don't have to do some other calculations later on in the player controller. So let's work here in the is spectator first, as that's what we'll be setting up this lesson. So first of all, we're going to rotate the camera vertically. And to do that, we'll just go transform.rotation equals quaternion.Euler, and we just want to pass in our negative rotY and our rotX. We're doing negative rotY because it is flipped. If you do wish to have inverted Y controls, then you can just have that as rotY. Okay, and then for the Z rotation, we just want 0, as we don't want the camera tilting left and right. And now for the movement, we can go here and we can just go for our X input, we can go input.GetAxis horizontal. So this is going to be our horizontal input, and then we can go for our forward input. So when we're moving forward and backwards, that can go equal to input.GetAxis vertical, so the up and down keys, compared to the horizontal, which is the left and right keys. And for the Y, this is going to be equal to 0 for now, as we're going to be changing it down here. Now for the Y, we're also going to make it so that the player can move up and down, and that's going to be done with the E and Q keys. So if input.get keycode.e, then Y is going to be equal to 1, else if input.get keycode.q, then we're going to be setting Y to equal to -1, so they'll move down. Now to apply that, we need to do a calculation right now to make it so that when we move, we're moving in the direction that we're looking. Because if we just applied these X, Z, and Y directions to our transform at the moment, that would move us based on the global positions and rotations. So if we're looking to the left, we might instead move forward if we try and move left, for example. So what we want to do is we want to make it so that no matter where we're looking, we will move forward, left, right, and backwards relative to our rotation. And for that, we'll create a vector3, call that dir for direction, and that will be equal to transform.right, so our right transform direction, so the direction that is to our right, multiply that by x, plus transform.up multiplied by y, plus transform.forward multiplied by z. And with that, we can then apply that to our local position by going transform.position plus equals dir, the direction we want to travel, times spectator move speed times time dot delta time, so it is independent of frame rate and we move at the exact same time no matter what frame rate we have. And that's that. Let's actually hop now back into the editor here and test it out. Let's actually go back in here and just set is spectator to true for now manually so that we can test it out. And for our X sensitivity, I'll zoom in here. For our X sensitivity, we can set this to, I don't know, let's just say 10 for now. Y is 10, min Y, we'll set this to -90, max Y 90. Spectator move speed will go 10. Okay. And let's press play and see if this works. See if we can look around. As you can see, I can look around with the mouse, and with the arrow keys I can move like so. I can press E to go up, Q to go down. In the next lesson, we're going to be starting on our player controller, connecting up the rest of the camera to the player and finishing off the camera script when it's actually attached to the player, so that we rotate not only the camera but the player as well to face the direction. Also, when you're in this mode, you can't really press the play button, so what you can do is you can either go press escape to get the mouse like so and click it, or you can just go Control P to toggle the plane like so. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next lesson.